I got my Coke bar tea on, so you know this video is gonna be a party. What's up, friends? Welcome to the new video here, and as you can tell from the title, we are going to be talking a little bit about alcohol and drinking around the world in the EPCOT World Showcase. So one of the things that a lot of people do is they come to Disney World and spend a whole day drinking around the world in EPCOT World Showcase. It is a huge thing that bachelor parties, bachelorette, wedding, frat parties, I don't know, huge groups of people will come down to do all together. They'll get t-shirts for, lanyards, drink around the world. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the actual drinks that you should be getting at each of these countries so you can maximize your deliciousness with your alcohol. So I did have to write all these down because there is a lot to remember, and I'm also one of the worst people to remember the order of the countries of EPCOT. So some of these I have tried, and if I have, I will definitely give my opinion on. Some of them I have not. I have either had other people drinking them, because surprise, if you did not know, drinking around the world in EPCOT is very expensive. Also a lot of alcohol, so I have not ever really done it all in one day. But these are my recommendations for drinks that you should get to maximize your time out there. I felt like I had a bug on my arm. That's great. Great. So we are going to start on the Mexico side if you're coming into the park. So the first country you're going to hit is Mexico. And obviously you're going to want to go for a margarita. However, I'm going to say go for the avocado margarita. It is a little expensive compared to the other margaritas, but it is so freaking good. I don't know if you ever even taste any avocado in it. It just makes it super smooth and creamy, and it is so good. I'm a big fan of that. I also like a lot of their other ones that are like blood orange and stuff like that, and hibiscus. I think I had one, a margarita that those will all be made in front of you basically if you go to the La Cava del Tequila inside of the Mexico Pavilion, because if you end up going to the little margarita stand outside, they're all pre-made, everything's pre-made, but usually you can go in and have a really nice margarita inside. Fun fact, if you follow La Cava del Tequila on Twitter and you go in and tell them, they used to give you a shot for $5, a tequila shot. I don't know if they still do that, but it was definitely a thing when I started my college program. So next on our list is Norway. Now, I don't remember having anything too fantastic in Norway, except for one time we had a beer when we were waiting to go to dinner at Akershus. So I would just recommend the beer there. I think it's called Carlsberg. It's just a Norwegian beer. I also think they have some sort of glacier shot inside of the bakery. I was gonna say the name, but listen, I'm just gonna mess up all the names the whole time right now. Okay, but it's inside the bakery, and I'm pretty sure it's a glacier shot, and it's supposed to be really brutal. So that is something, if you are wanting to hit some shots up, do the glacier shot, but I recommend the beer. Next up would be China, and China is also one that doesn't have like a super lot of unique things. Naturally they have things like plum wine, which is if people have had it, it's pretty well known. That's probably what I would get there, is the plum wine. Germany is going to be grapefruit beer. There's nothing else I've ever tried there. There's nothing else I will try there. So that's like all I can recommend is grapefruit beer. It is so freaking good. In Italy, okay, so I was mapping it out and I was like, if I were to stop anywhere for lunch, where would I stop? It would probably Italy, and I would go to Via Napoli, order one of those fan-freaking-tastic pizzas, and then get sangria, because they have awesome sangria there too. So you can get it by the pitcher, get you a whole pizza, share it with the table, get some sangria. That way you're still drinking around the world, but also getting some carbs in you, because you need it to keep drinking. Next on our list is America. So, being America, it's going to have the normal draft beers that all America of the world has. It's going to have all the normal draft beers that America has, but they have a really awesome lemonade. I think it's called Red Stag. But it's basically lemonade slush with Jim Beam in it. I am so pro lemonade slush. Like, I tend to get lemonade slushes all the time when I go to the parks and put a shot of Jim Beam in it, and that sounds phenomenal. Moving past America, you're gonna hit Japan. Now, Japan has two things that are pretty well known that I'm going to recommend. One of those being sake, of course. It's gonna taste like any other sake, and it's, you know, it's good. They also have Kirin beer, but basically it's like a frozen Kirin beer where it's the beer and then they have frozen foam on the top. So those two options, depending on if you want to keep going like shots wise with sake or go for the beer, but those are both great options out in Japan. If you move on to Morocco, this is where you're going to get a drink that will totally get you drunk. In Morocco, before you don't go into the Morocco Pavilion, it's on the right hand side. There's like a little bar there. They have tons of different drinks. I know they have one that's got, I think, rum in it that a lot of people order. But there's one that's not on a menu that's called the Tornado, I believe. And it is just liquor upon liquor in that drink and some fruity juices. It's a good one to have if you've already drank a little bit because then you won't taste it. But it will get you drunk. In France, the main things I've ever drank in France are going to be those slushies they have. That's what they're known for. I got, during Food and Wine, they had like a rosé slush or something, which was pretty for a photo, but I mean, it wasn't phenomenal. They normally have a Grey Goose slush. Those are usually big hits. Any sort of slush from France is really my recommendation. So the UK has two things I would really recommend. One, because I used to live in England and I used to drink Pimm's a lot because that was kind of like their thing over there. It was like Pimm's and lemonade, I think is what you ordered. I don't know. But they do have Pimm's there and you can get it with Sprite, I believe. So that's kind of something fun if you want something really authentic to UK or England. But they also have something called Cider and Black, which was basically a cider, like Strongbow or something, and then a shot of black currant juice. And that was so good. Like, I'm a cider person. I love ciders. So if you like sweet things like a cider, then I would highly, highly recommend going for that. Because it is not super alcoholic, plus it's got a little bit of black currant juice. It just makes it taste really unique. And last but not least is Canada. And my recommendation for Canada is also another beer. It is called La Fin du Monde. It's a really good beer. I am horrible at describing beers, so don't ask me to describe any of the beers. I'm pretty sure you can look them up on the internet and I can tell you, like, it kind of tastes like this beer or whatever it is. La Fin du Monde's very good. I've drank that a lot when I've been at Le Cellier and stuff like that. So that is pretty much it for my drinking around the world in EPCOT. Brace yourselves if you try to do it, because it can be brutal and a lot of alcohol, but I believe in you and I think you can do it, so you should probably try. Let me know what your guys' favorite drinks are in the EPCOT World Showcase, because there's some I didn't mention that I like to get. If there's something that I didn't mention that you like to get every time, definitely let me know down below. I'm always up to try new things. But yeah, I'll see you in a new video. Bye.